Lunches is paediatric nutritionist Mandy Sasha. Hello, Mandy.
Hello.
How are you, Mandy?
Hi.
This is the bane of a lot of parents' lives, I've got to be honest. It's a duty I'm now bypassing. But what are your tips? Because no one likes a soggy sandwich, do they?
No, and soggy sandwiches are a problem because it prevents parents from putting anything nutritious onto that sandwich. So things like avocado, cucumber, tomato, kids generally aren't going to eat them. So you end up with the same old Vegemite sandwich day in, day out.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing wrong with a Vegemite sandwich, but there's no protein in that. It's not going to sustain them across the day.
Absolutely. And the main thing with children is we want to increase variety. So we want to encourage them to try new foods. So if you've got a sandwich lover, it's very hard to get them onto a chicken drumstick or spaghetti bolognese. We've got to start to stretch them with things that seem familiar and that they're actually going to want to eat. So I've brought in today some options to show you. So, for example, in this lunchbox here, I've got sweet potato pizza. So the base is actually in the pizza because kids are going to pick off the toppings. The minute they see vegetables, they're not going to eat it. So the vegetables are in the base. And over here, one of the great ways to get kids to eat vegetables is to make these salad pops, which they can actually help you make. And I always try to get a protein, so either salmon or some chicken on the pops or eggs, which is a good form of protein. Over here, which is one of my favorite recipes from the Wholesome Child Cookbook, is the macaroni and cheese. Now, that's loaded actually with zucchini and cauliflower and chia seeds. So quite simple to make. And what I love are multitasking meals. So with the leftovers, you take the macaroni and cheese and make these mini cupcakes and put it into your child's lunchbox. And it's quite kind of cute, and they think it's quite, you know, quite cute to eat.
It's very exotic. Do you reckon your kids deserve such attention?
Well, I actually think they do. So, I'm really passionate about growing healthy, robust eaters. So we know that for adults, sometimes food is challenging. And if we implement the habits from a young age and make them
And
more...
that's the point.
Yeah.
And that's a really good point, because veggies, once they get into the certain age bracket, and they haven't had exposure to it, they're not going to go into it. But I love these veggies, and these things here, I reckon, are really cool.
Can I just say, these are the best invention of all time. My kids eat kind of like 3 in a go. These little mini, what are they called? Cukes, I think.
Cukes, but the good thing about them is kids like mini sizes, bite-sized portions. This is really easy to eat in a lunchbox. When something's too big, it's kind of overwhelming. So giving them mini, so mini scrolls, mini pieces of pizza, that's how they like to eat.
Yes.
It's cukes. They're like cucumbers, but cuter.
That's it. Cukes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so many.
And how good are they? They're crunchy, cute cukes.
They're magnificent.
Yeah.
I love cukes.
Yeah. So, getting kids to eat vegetables is something that's obviously of major concern. Most Australian children aren't eating enough veggies. So when we give it to them in a fun, really easy way to eat, they're going to, be more open to trying it. So in a lunchbox, for example, you can get like 3 serves of veggies through a dip like hummus or veggie sticks, or for example, that's a black bean brownie.
A black bean brownie?
Yeah. So there's actually black beans in the base, loaded with protein, and kids think they're just eating a chocolate brownie.
You're smart. And I tell you what, these lunch boxes are great now, aren't they, with all the different segments? I mean, that really encourages the different food groups, doesn't it?
Exactly, and that goes back to variety. So if you're a mum and you are stuck on just the sandwich and you can't get the protein into the sandwich, there's no problem putting it on the side. So putting a boiled egg, putting a little bit of chicken, getting it in even with a trail mix or a homemade muesli bar, that's the way we can get the protein in there.
What's your honest opinion about someone giving their kid $5 for a sausage roll and a pie?
Look, it's definitely the easy option,
Thank you.
It's not the best option. I wouldn't recommend it always. Sometimes, maybe.
Avoiding peanuts as quickly as
all peanut-free.
So absolutely. So a really amazing tip. So lately, a lot of people are into bliss balls and making healthy homemade goods for their children, but a lot of them contain almond meal, and almond meal can't go to school. Really economical. Go to the supermarket, buy pumpkin seeds, put it in a processor, and you can always swap out almond meal for pumpkin seed meal. Really easy to make at home.
Mandy, you are almost making me want to go back to school. This is just such an amazing spread. How are you going on your cute cukes?
I've had 10 of these
crunchy cute cukes. You haven't even tried the dips yet. Look at those.
No, cuke survives on its own. It's so flavoursome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well done, Mandy.
So much.
And guess what? All of Mandy's recipes are in her Wholesome Child Cookbook.